Guys, are you at home right now contemplating on how to transform your kitchen? Are you going through design after design and you still have absolutely no idea what you need to make yourself a fabulous kitchen?
Then we have for you must-haves 8 tips for every kitchen renovations.
This idea really came to us because last night we went to Houzz. They hosted an event at the Hills in London and it was so good. Like, they were launching an app called Ivy. Now, for a lot of you who don't know what Ivy is the software designers actually love. It helps you source, organize, invoice, purchase. It helps you track, report all in one place. So basically, this means no more database, no more Excel spreadsheets. This app literally helps you with all of them.
That sounds really good. And yesterday, as you mentioned on the event, we met a lot of people, especially from I would say from the field of interior designers, because that was the launch of the product. And we ended up talking. Well, I think you left afterwards. We ended up talking with many interior designers afterwards. And it was really interesting how we found out those little tips and tricks that you can actually implement in every one of your projects.
To help enhance your kitchen.
And one of the designers was mentioning how important sometimes you go with a project that is over, I would say, £100. She mentioned she had a client in Chelsea that was going through a joinery for her kitchen, and the client was spending over £100,000. And when the interior designer came to picture, she realized that there are actually no handles on the drawers. So it was quite weird, and that's why we're trying to bring you all the ideas and things that you should pay attention to, and then maybe we can help you a little bit, at least with your renovation, ease a little bit the process.
Yeah, ease you into making sure you have everything organized, ready to go, and you're not missing out on anything. That's our goal here, right?
Yes, exactly. So we are bringing you those 8 must-haves for every kitchen. So, Viné, shall we start? Do you want to go with the first one?
Yeah, I want to start with a seashell hood. It's almost like that saying seashells on the seashore.
Yes, exactly.
Something like that. I was thinking about that just now. So, seashell hood is an ultimate contemporary finish to a minimal kitchen. So, you can have a little hood that looks like a shell. Normally, I'd suggest having a matte black one because I think it's very elegant, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, a little seashell hood, and it kind of caps the light, so it features down onto maybe the worktop, or if you have a feature on your worktop, you can have it above. You can have a little section where you keep your cookbooks, which will look really nice with the seashell light.
Definitely nice seashell hood.
Yes.
The way it looks, I've seen it in many projects. I've seen different shapes of the seashells. It's very difficult to say that.
It is hard to say seashells.
Seashells, and it looks quite nice, and it has that, like you said, a captivating look. It has a very illuminating look. And when we are talking about illuminating looks, I know you wanted to talk about that actually.
This is my favorite one, but you can cover this one for sure.
You're going to cover it, but I really want to mention it. It's illuminated shelves, and I think it's quite trend again, as we mentioned in our previous podcast, 20 Trends of 2019. It's something that it's coming into the fashion. Not only LED lights, which are in the countertops, but now even shelves are actually illuminated. So tell us about the project that you wanted to mention.
Well, we finished a project, and I think I did also mention, where we had illuminate lights along the worktops, underneath the worktops where the floorboards are. And it just really brings the space to life, even if it's like dark. So it really opens up your space. And if you want to have a look what our project looks like, you can go to www.makingtheworldbeautiful.com, and you just go click the project tab, and it's the very, very first project on there, depending on when you're listening, of course.
2 years later,
so just
it's
have
not
a
first
look.
anymore.
It's not the first, exactly. So have a look. We'll have a couple examples on there of what it will look like when you illuminate your
Pretty
shelves.
sure it looks amazing.
The next one, which would be brass handles. Now, brass can bring a really nice contrast depending on your cabinet. So if you combine brass with a grey or a darker color, then the brass will really bring out or accentuate your cabinets. So a nice color I think that goes with this would be a darkish blue. We see this quite a lot on our projects.
How would you call this color? Is it like a
It's
marine blue? Is that what they call it?
marine.
Marine blue?
It's kind of a marine blue. We should probably look up the color. It's yeah. Have a look.
It looks like marine blue. I've heard a term from the customers. They call it like that. I don't know if it's.
It's
I've heard
become
marine blue
so popular. Every time I see Dominic's finished project, is a marine. Let's say marine blue cabinet, concrete worktop, and brass finishes.
That's true.
It's getting
too much in fashion, but I love it.
Well, I wouldn't say too much, but
not
it's
in a way
really
that's too much, but it's getting into kind of a general public, I would say.
Exactly.
Many customers
Everyone's
are getting that. Yeah. Many of the projects, I would say almost 80% of the projects are getting marine blue cabinets, brass handles, copper sink, and a copper taps as well.
Copper taps.
It looks wonderful. Now, even on the latest project we're doing, it looks really nice. It's a beautiful contrast. So if you want to get it, definitely think about not only maybe about the brass, think about gold, think about copper. So think about metallic combination with maybe a darker color of the unit. What do you think?
Yes, I always go or tend to go for more of a darker unit than a light one when I do brass finishes.
Yep, it definitely works. I would agree with that. So we're going for number 4. I mentioned brass. So when we're going from the handles, I already mentioned it. Number 4 is brass taps. Whether it's a brass, whether it's a gold, whether it's a copper. I think we're abandoning a little bit those silver colors,
They're definitely last year. The
finishes.
Silver, yes.
Yeah, and it's a perfect addition for a splash of stylish metallic edge. Let's say that you have a concrete worktop, or let's say that you have a marble worktop, or let's say that you have a different kind of finish. You can have even a Korean, and white Korean looks amazing with brass taps. And I would say it's a very trendy finish now, and it's a traditional kitchen look with non-traditional look as well when you have kind of like a brass or something metallic. So especially for the customers who are renovating and you're looking for that really nice industrial look. Let's call it industrial era.
The industrial era. Number 5. This is for all the non-technophobes out there. Everyone who loves their technology, this is for you. Charging trays are super exciting and functional. Adding places where you can charge your iPad, your iPhone, somewhere where you can put your phone for a bit of music while you cook. Well, everyone says the party ends in the kitchen, right? So you're going to want to make sure. Well, every party I've been to, everyone always gathers around in the kitchen.
Run out of alcohol usually.
Well, everyone is always in the kitchen. At the party, 1 a.m., I'm like, where's my friends? They're in my kitchen. So therefore, I make sure I have a charging tray and I have the music there. So I have a little stereo, etc.
You spend usually most time there, right?
Yes, I spend a lot of time in my kitchen, so I do.
There was an assumption that you're just cooking.
You're just assuming, but I do cook quite a lot. So I love having a charging tray there, listening to podcasts, listening to my music,
can sound nice.
And even listening to home trend designs.
How are you listening to our podcast at home? Do you have some?
I have it there framed on the wall. No, I always listen to podcasts and music when I'm cooking.
Like
so charging
Google Home.
Some people have Alexa. Google Home. I don't have any of that, but some people do. So if you want that, charging tray is perfect for your Alexa. Does Alexa even need charging? I don't know.
She's on USB port. So
she's USB port.
She does need charging. So definitely charging tray if you have iPod, if you need something, you can quickly and nicely, neatly hide it in your drawer of the kitchen unit.
Exactly. That's why a drawer is important. You can always put it away
exactly
when you don't want to look at it.
Let's go for point number 6, and that's going to be probably one of my favorite colors that I'm wearing right now as well, and that's matte black sinks. Especially when you have them in the kitchen sinks. They are new must-have sinks in a contemporary or monochrome kitchen. Whether you would like to create that monochrome black and white, we talked about it in a previous one. Do you remember in the second podcast?
Yes, we did.
Talked about
matte black.
Exactly. So I feel like matte black is a really nice finish. We talked that matte is coming into the fashion again. I feel that most of the finishes that we're doing, whether it's even for concrete worktops, whether we're doing for any other, even I think the brass taps, they are a little bit... They're called not bruised. They're called brushed bronze. Have you heard about brushed bronze?
Yes.
And those kind of finishes, you can find it. They're really nice, and it looks very luxurious when you combine matte black sink with something really nice. And I would say
a
again.
brush gold or brush.
Can you imagine that combination? It could
Also,
be.
for me, what I love about the black sinks is, when you have a white sink and you put your plates in it, you see the dirt all the time and you just feel like it's never clean. So for me, having a matte black sink is almost making it always looking sleek at all times. You don't really see the dirt as much. You don't see the grease, and it just always looks
clean,
that professional finish.
Exactly,
I think.
exactly. I would definitely agree with that. I don't have black sink at home, but matte black sink, they look
I wish
fantastic.
I had a matte black sink home. I don't, but
Find some new supplier for it.
but in my opinion, that's why I would really go for it, because it keeps that nice sleek look.
Perfect. Let's go for number 7, Viné.
Number 7 is a forest walk. Now, what's a forest walk? It's a very nice deep green colored for your cabinets. Now, this really helps bring drama to your kitchen. So if you're someone who loves a bit of drama, a bit of storytelling,
I don't like drama.
you don't like, so this wouldn't be for you. But if you want to go something away from the more classic deep blues, a nice forest green really tells a story in your kitchen and keeps the drama there.
I like that green color. How would you call how would you name the color for someone that doesn't know?
forest green.
Forest Gump?
For a deep forest green, I'd say forest green color.
It's a very nice color.
It's a nice
looks
color.
very natural. And look exactly on the picture, what do we have on the top? Can you see?
Yeah,
we have a
nice
golden brass
gold.
tab.
Is that
It really works. So on the picture that we actually have black pendant lights, forest green units, golden brass top, and a white marble worktop. It looks fantastic.
You could swap the white marble for a nice concrete though.
Good choice.
If you want to go for the real industrial look.
Exactly. So let's finish with exactly what we're talking about. Every kitchen these days, now I wouldn't say every, but most kitchens, they're thinking about implementing gray color, and that's why many customers want concrete worktop. They love it. It's beautiful. It's unique. It's something bespoke that you can have. And most of the time, what people love, I love it as well so much. I have it at home. But what our customers love so much is that it's unique. Those clouds that you have on the worktop, because it's cast exactly for your dimensions. You will never find any other
Very
worktop.
bespoke.
Exactly. So it's very bespoke. So imagine if you have a concrete worktop with, let's say, another industrial finish, which is black. You can have, I want to say gold tap, or you can have a copper sink. It just looks fantastic. It looks really, really nice.
Could you give us a few top tips on how to take care of a concrete worktop? Because I know, just coming a little bit off topic, say you do have a nice concrete and you want to know how to look after it. What's your 3 top tips?
3 top tips. Don't spill wine on that, because wine is leaving marks probably on any kind of surface. Second is that any kind of a oil or a liquid should be wiped straight away, obviously, whether you have wood or you have anything else. So the important thing for concrete for people to realize is that the material is raw. It's a natural material and it breathes. So whatever you would put on that, you should protect the surface. That's number 2. And number 3, make sure you protect it with a wax sealer every, let's say, 3 to 5 weeks. We tried it already in our office.
We did, and it literally does make a big difference.
Exactly.
You can see how the water droplets gather together, and you can wipe it off very nicely. And if you don't have the beeswax, then the water kind of stays there and leaves streak marks, which if you didn't wipe it properly could end up staining your worktop.
If you want to see our experiment in the office, you can see it on our Instagram.
That is
which is on
Samlux.
Samlux office, yes, and you can have a look there.
Talking about Instagram, guys, that was our 8 must-haves for your kitchen. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, please do so. We look forward to all your comments. Some of your comments have been very funny and we love reading them and replying.
Thank you very much for that. Please leave us some review. How do you like our show? What would you like to see next time? In general, if you'd like to connect with us, we have now a website. We are on 9, I think, podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, so you can really listen to us wherever you would like, whether it's Alexa or Google Home. You can really plug in and just listen to our tips.
You can just literally type in Creative Lifestyle Design into Google, and we are the first popping up on
First,
site.
we're number 1 podcast in the world.
Soon to be.
Yes, so these were our 8 tips, guys. Please connect. Do you want to recap what we talked about today?
Yeah, so let's recap what we spoke about. We spoke about seashell.
Seashell. It's C, Viné. It's not she.
C.
She-shell.
Seashell. A seashell hood for your
So
lights.
seashell hood is number 1. I will say this, Viné. And number 2 is going to be illuminated shelves.
Illuminate low. I can't say any of
Maybe
it.
number 3 will be easier for
A
you.
brass handle.
Brass handle. Number 4, you can go for that one because it's quite similar.
Brass taps.
Very good. So that was number 4. Number 5 is, as Viné mentioned, it's a charging tray. Think about it, we're in a new age and you run out of battery. It's a very good place to just plug out the cable and recharge.
Recharge, because the party
Never stops.
ends in the kitchen.
Or ends in the kitchen.
It always ends in the kitchen. And then the 6th point is matte black sink. So it keeps your spaces looking nice and tidy at all times.
Number 7 was Viné's forest green in the kitchen, which gives you that amazing experience when you walk in your kitchen.
Drama. That's what I like to call it.
I didn't know why drama. I would say
it's quite a dramatic color. A forest green. Not everyone does the green.
I think green was actually the most peaceful color, but anyway.
It's quite calming.
Not going to
For
argue
me,
with
I think when I see the forest green, it's like a story.
Do you know what is drama color? Drama color is of our podcast, like very
Red.
bloody red. That's drama color.
We are bloody red.
You come to our podcast and you're like,
What are they talking about? Now, the last tip is concrete worktops, and Dominic gave us 3 good tips, which were
make sure you don't spill wine, make sure that you wipe all the liquids and you protect your surface, so you're using coasters, and number 3, make sure to wax your worktop every so often, 3 to 5 weeks, to protect it further.
Get that bee wax, guys. Get the bee wax.
If you'd like to see us more, Instagram, as we mentioned, the handle is Samlak's office, I think. We have to get that down. You can tune us in on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, whatever you like. Review us, like
Perfect.
us, love us. See you later, alligator.